No, not the fat D-Mac. Well, not the fat D-Mac. His name D-Mac though. It's not the fat one though.
I know the skinny one that be getting to the money.
Yeah. The chopper
one that be. Yeah.
That's the other nigga. That's the other little. It's like 4 or 5 in it on that shit. Besides the other nigga, besides the nigga that I sent y'all that put the whole play together. That fuck with them niggas. Well, bro, you feel me? You ain't hear this from me, bro. You ain't hear this from me, all right?
Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that.
T Grizzly is catching serious attention online after rumors spread that he allegedly cooperated with authorities against certain LA figures. A few years back, his home was broken into, a shocking incident that left him missing over $1 million worth of jewelry and stacks of cash. At the time, the news reported that rapper T Grizzly wasn't just grieving his close friend PNB Rock's tragic passing. He was also dealing with a personal nightmare. Burglars had reportedly hit his property hard, taking luxury items and large amounts of money. It was an emotional and chaotic moment in hip-hop, especially since the streets were already on edge after PNB Rock's loss. So when this happened to T Grizzly, he didn't know if it was just a random hit for jewelry or something much deeper. People said he was paranoid, wondering if someone had set him up or if his life was in danger. He wasn't about to sit back quietly either. He was ready to move smart and protect himself at all costs. Law enforcement sources told TMZ that the break-in happened when no one was home at his house near Los Angeles. The suspects reportedly escaped with over $1 million in valuables and the investigation was officially open. But here's where things get intense. People close to the situation say T Grizzly wasn't taking this lightly. Word is, he wanted answers fast. While some claim he turned to the streets to find who was behind it, others say he might have spoken with police to make sure justice was handled properly. Eventually, the streets started whispering a name, a man known as Baby Shooter. Once that name surfaced, the situation escalated quickly. According to reports, things started heating up fast once T Grizzly's circle caught wind of who might have been involved. Since T is originally from Detroit, many believe it had to be some LA-based figures behind the break-in, because his Detroit team wouldn't be chasing people down in Los Angeles. People close to the rapper say some of the folks connected to him began digging deep. They allegedly found out where Baby Shooter stayed, even where his family lived. The message reportedly got sent loud and clear. There's a price on your head, we know where your people stay. That warning made Baby Shooter panic, and to keep his family safe, he quickly reached out to talk things out. Sources say Baby Shooter didn't want any violence, especially not involving his loved ones. But once he started explaining himself, the story started to sound suspicious. He allegedly began naming other individuals, claiming they were the ones responsible for what happened at T Grizzly's house. It wasn't me, he reportedly told them. It was this crew from over there. They did it. But here's the twist. Insiders later claimed that Baby Shooter might not have been telling the full truth. While trying to clear his own name, he may have accidentally revealed more than he intended. His word spread fast through the streets, and that's when everything got even more chaotic. Not long after the situation blew up, rumors started circulating that Baby Shooter was clashing with another LA figure known as Milk 74. Things got even wilder when Milk 74 allegedly leaked footage showing Baby Shooter talking to rival groups, saying things like, "It wasn't me, it was that guy." Now, even though he wasn't talking to law enforcement, the footage showed him naming names, pointing fingers, and revealing details that could have put people in serious danger. In the streets, that kind of move is seen as a major line being crossed, because when you start naming others while tensions are high, it can lead to real consequences. Eventually, Baby Shooter came forward to explain himself. He tried to clear the air, saying why he said what he said and how it all got taken out of context. But in doing so, he confirmed one major rumor, that T Grizzly really did put out large sums of money to find out who was behind the break-in. That revelation made the whole situation explode even more, with everyone watching closely to see what would happen next. Imagine waking up one morning and hearing that there's money on your name, all because someone falsely accused you of breaking into a famous rapper's house. That's what people said happened after Baby Shooter admitted he lied about who was involved in T Grizzly's burglary case. He eventually confessed that some of the names he mentioned weren't accurate, leaving innocent people caught up in chaos. Now, as of today, Baby Shooter is reportedly behind bars, though it's unclear exactly what charges he's facing. What's known is that this story took another shocking turn when paperwork from the original burglary investigation surfaced online. The documents caused major drama, with people suddenly accusing T. Grizzly of snitching during the process. But let's break down what those papers actually said. According to an official police report labeled Investigation Report 3 CDF 0142, law enforcement confirmed that on September 28, 2022, a break-in took place at T. Grizzly's Los Angeles home. Entry was made through a shattered glass door, and over $1 million worth of jewelry, cash, and designer bags were reportedly stolen. The case was assigned to Detective Hamilton, who met with the homeowner, listed as Terry Wallace, better known as T. Grizzly, along with his fiancée at the time. During the follow-up meeting, they reviewed newly discovered evidence and went through a photo lineup to identify potential suspects. The paperwork stated that T. Grizzly pointed to figure number 4, a photo identified as Johnson. He allegedly told the detective that while he didn't personally know Johnson, he had heard that Johnson had been bragging about breaking into the house. Once this part of the report went public, social media went wild. Some users accused T. Grizzly of cooperating too much with investigators, while others defended him, saying he was simply helping solve a serious crime that put his safety and property at risk. Either way, this situation stirred major debate in the hip-hop world, and it still got everyone talking. According to the investigation documents, T. Grizzly, listed under his real name Terry Wallace, later gave police additional evidence related to the burglary. Reports claim that he showed investigators a photo of Johnson along with 2 unidentified men appearing to be on a FaceTime call. Allegedly, T. Grizzly told detectives that during that call, Johnson had admitted some involvement in the break-in. It's unclear whether this was the same call that had already circulated online or a completely different one, but it definitely got people talking. The documents also stated that T. Grizzly handed over home security footage that showed a man in a black and white hoodie leaving through the back of his property during the break-in. On top of that, he allegedly provided screenshots from an Instagram account, shooter_gang_, that showed someone standing on a gray SUV wearing what appeared to be the exact same hoodie. Detectives reportedly asked him to upload all this material to the official evidence portal. After that, the interview ended, and the detective's notes confirmed that T. Grizzly had no further questions. Now, here's where things really start spinning. The man known online as Shooter Gang, believed to be Baby Shooter, is reportedly the same person now locked up. But he's claiming that he was the one betrayed. He says T. Grizzly gave up too much information, and that he has the paperwork to prove it. Whether that claim is accurate or not, it sparked huge debates online. Many fans are divided. Some say T. Grizzly was simply helping law enforcement solve a serious crime, while others believe it crossed an unspoken street code. Critics are pointing out that if this were another high-profile rapper like Young Thug or 6ix9ine, fans would be reacting much differently. But because it's T. Grizzly, the response seems split down the middle, leaving everyone arguing about where loyalty really begins and ends in the rap game. After that paperwork went public, things started moving fast online. Blogs, fan pages, and hip-hop forums lit up with claims that T. Grizzly had crossed the line. Screenshots of the report were getting shared everywhere, and people were breaking down every single detail, from the FaceTime mention to the hoodie description. Some fans said the whole thing looked way too official to ignore, while others argued that the internet was blowing things out of proportion. Behind the scenes, some LA figures started questioning whether T. Grizzly's actions violated street codes. The tension grew especially after a few old associates of Baby Shooter allegedly confirmed that he'd been in the mix but didn't expect T to go that far with evidence. Meanwhile, T stayed quiet. No posts, no interviews, nothing. His silence only fueled more speculation. Everyone wanted to know if he'd addressed the paperwork or if he'd let it fade away quietly. But in a world where every move gets recorded, it's hard to escape the noise once it starts. As weeks passed, the controversy started spreading beyond LA and Detroit, reaching major media platforms and podcast circles. Commentators debated whether T. Grizzly had done anything wrong at all. Some hosts said he was the victim. What's he supposed to do? Just let people rob him? Others fired back, saying once you enter the rap game with street ties, there's an unwritten code you're expected to live by no matter what. Even former collaborators started being cautious with their words. A few insiders hinted that T had distanced himself from certain people since the incident, cutting ties quietly but firmly. And although his music career was still strong, that rat label floating around online made every public appearance feel heavier. Fans began dissecting his lyrics, trying to figure out if he'd already addressed the drama in his songs. But no matter what, the narrative kept shifting every day, with new receipts popping up faster than anyone could verify them. Then came the real twist. Baby Shooter allegedly managed to leak his own side of the story from behind bars. In a voice message that made its way across social media, he claimed he was being framed and insisted T. Grizzly went too far. The clip spread instantly, turning into one of the biggest viral moments of the month. In the recording, Baby Shooter said he only mentioned other names during that earlier dispute to protect his family, not to mislead anyone. He accused T of trying to clear his name at someone else's expense. Fans were torn, some believed him, others called it a desperate attempt to rewrite the story. Meanwhile, several rappers began posting cryptic tweets that seemed to reference the situation, but nobody dropped any names directly. That silence from the rap community made everything even more mysterious, like everyone knew something, but didn't want to say it out loud. By this point, the word paperwork had practically become a trending topic. Reaction channels, TikTok creators, and even former street figures weighed in with their opinions. One YouTuber claimed to have exclusive DMs showing how the evidence was first leaked, saying the whole snitch angle came from a misunderstanding between different law enforcement reports. Still, the damage was done. T's name was now tied to controversy again, and every interview request he got was about this case, not his music. Some fans pointed out how similar this looked to other recent rap scandals, where private legal details leaked and suddenly became public drama. Others started asking if the paperwork might have even been altered before it spread. With multiple copies floating around, nobody could say for sure which version was real, but the bigger picture stayed the same. T. Grizzly was fighting to protect both his reputation and his street credibility, while the internet continued treating the situation like a courtroom. Meanwhile, industry insiders started whispering that T. Grizzly was quietly meeting with his legal team to handle everything properly. Sources close to him claimed he was frustrated with how fans were twisting facts, saying all he did was cooperate as a victim. Nothing more, nothing less. In private, people close to him said he felt betrayed by how quickly the internet turned against him, especially since he'd already dealt with personal loss and danger during that time. But despite all the noise, T never lost focus. He kept recording music, appearing at select shows, and making subtle references to snakes and fake loyalty in his new verses. Each line had fans guessing. Was he addressing the streets, the bloggers, or the ones who set him up in the first place? The mystery kept growing, and with Baby Shooter still behind bars and new info surfacing almost weekly, this saga was far from over. Months later, the tension hadn't died down. In fact, it got even deeper. More clips and screenshots kept leaking, some allegedly showing private messages between T. Grizzly and unnamed individuals connected to the case. None of it was officially verified, but that didn't stop social media from running wild with theories. Some users claim T was trying to clean up his image by working with certain law enforcement contacts, while others said it was just more fake online drama created for clout. Meanwhile, a few well-known figures from Detroit started stepping in to defend T. They reminded everyone that he'd built his career from the ground up, that he wasn't the type to fold under pressure or turn on anyone he cared about. Still, others weren't buying it. They said his silence felt too calculated, that if he was really innocent, he'd have cleared the air publicly. But T stayed on his grind, letting the music speak louder than the rumors. Each post, each bar, each public appearance seemed carefully measured, like he was moving through the storm with precision, not panic. Then, unexpectedly, a new name got dragged into the mess, a supposed middleman who claimed he was the one who connected both sides during the investigation. This man came forward in a live stream saying he'd been helping communicate between T's circle and the original suspects to calm things down. His version of events added a whole new layer of confusion. He said T never told on anyone. He simply verified who had bragged about the break-in, and that information got recorded in the report automatically. The live stream went viral instantly. Viewers filled the comments with mixed reactions. Some saying the man was confirming T's innocence, others calling him out for trying to rewrite the story. The clip spread across every hip-hop blog and gossip page, reigniting the entire controversy again. And just like that, people who had moved on came right back to debating who was telling the truth. Every claim, every detail, every timeline was picked apart like a court transcript. As all this chaos unfolded, T. Grizzly finally decided to address everything indirectly, through his art. He dropped a new single that fans immediately recognized as a response to the situation. The track was dark, emotional, and raw, with lines about betrayal, fake loyalty, and standing tall when everybody switched sides. He never mentioned names, but everyone knew what he was talking about. The record shot up overnight, trending across platforms and dominating rap discussions for weeks. Listeners praised how he turned pain into power, while critics claimed it was just damage control through music. Either way, the strategy worked. T. Grizzly had flipped the entire narrative. Instead of being boxed into controversy, he transformed it into one of the most talked about comebacks of the year. Still, beneath the success and streaming numbers, one truth remained. This wasn't just about music anymore. It was about legacy, loyalty, and the price of staying real when the whole world starts watching. Even after the song dropped, the whispers didn't stop. They just got louder. Behind the scenes, people close to T Grizzly said he was cutting off anyone who couldn't be trusted. It was like a quiet purge. Friends, associates, even business contacts who might have leaked information or stirred things online were suddenly gone from his circle. He wasn't arguing or posting about it. He was just moving smart, playing chess while everyone else played checkers. Insiders said T's mindset had completely changed. He was done trying to prove anything to the streets. Instead, he wanted to focus on protecting his family, his future, and his empire. The betrayal, the online hate, and the fake headlines all left a mark, but they also made him sharper. He started investing more time in private business deals, gaming projects, and music collabs that showed growth instead of drama. Still, every time his name popped up in the news, that paperwork story found a way back into the spotlight. A reminder that in this game, one moment of chaos can follow you forever. In the end, the debate around T Grizzly's situation split the internet right down the middle. Some people demanded real proof, saying they needed to see an actual video before believing any claims. Others argued that the paperwork alone was enough evidence to question everything. The community started clashing over what truly counts as telling in today's rap culture. Many fans pointed out how the rules seem to change depending on who's involved. If it's a rapper they like, they'll say, that can't be true. The police always twist stories. But if it's someone they dislike, suddenly the paperwork is undeniable proof. That double standard has turned this entire case into one of the most controversial topics of the year. So what do you think? Was T Grizzly just protecting himself, or did he cross a line? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button for more deep dives like this. And stay tuned for what's coming next.